Guys, this is Nathan Conkle 54952 and it's 9:44 at night. I am reading this book currently right now and I am on page 25 or 24. I bookmarked it and I'm going to read the prologue for you and give you a before book review even though I'm already 20 some pages in. Okay, I'm going to read the prologue starting now. Orange flames lapped at the cold air, throwing sparks up into the night sky. The firelight flickered across a wasteland of ragged grass, making silhouettes of the two legs huddled there. A pair of white lights appeared in the distance, heralding the approach of a monster. It roared past on a thunder path that rose high into the sky, filling the air with sour fumes. At the edge of the wasteland, a cat moved, its eyes glinting in the shadows. Pointed ears twitched, then flattened against the noise. More cats followed one by one into the filthy grass. They carried their tails low and sniffed the bitter air with their lips curled. "What if the two legs see us?" hissed one of the other cats. A large Tom answered, his eyes like amber discs reflecting the firelight. "They won't. Their night sight is weak." As he padded forward, the flames lit up the black and white fur on his powerful shoulders. He held his long tail straight up, sending a message of courage to his clan. But the other cats crouched low against the grass, trembling. This was a strange place. Sorry guys, had to pause for a second. I'm gonna start back up at the last paragraph on the first page. Here we go. But the other cats crouched low against the grass, trembling. This was a strange place. The noise of the monsters battered their sensitive ear fur, and the acrid stench stung their nostrils. "Tallstar?" A gray queen flicked her tail uneasily. "Why have we come here?" The black and white Tom turned to the she-cat. "We've been driven away from every place we've tried to settle, Ashwood. Perhaps we can find some peace here," he meowed. "Peace? Here?" Ashford echoed in disbelief. She pulled her kit toward her and sheltered it beneath her belly. "With fire and monsters, my kits won't be safe. "But we weren't safe at home," meowed another voice. A black Tom pushed his way forward, limping heavily on a twisted paw. He held Tallstar's amber gaze. "We couldn't protect them from ShadowClan," he spat. "Not even in our own camp." Anxious yowls rose from some of the cats as they remembered the terrible battle that had driven them from their home in the uplands. At the edge of the forest, a young apprentice wailed, "Broken Star and his warriors may be still hunting us." The cry alerted one of the two legs around the fire. It stood unsteadily and stared toward the shadows. At once, the cats fell silent. Crouching lower, even Tallstar lowered his tail. The two legs shouted into the darkness and flung something toward them. The missile flew over their heads and exploded in a burst of thorn-sharp pieces on the thunder path behind. Ashfoot flinched as a sharp shard grazed her shoulder, but she stayed silent, curling her body around her terrified kit. "Keep down!" hissed Tallstar. The two-leg at the fire spat on the ground and sat back down. The cats waited for a few moments before Tallstar stood once more. Ashfoot stood too, wincing at the new pain in her shoulder. "Tallstar, I fear for our safety here. And what will we eat? I can't smell any prey." Tallstar stretched his neck and rested his muzzle gently on the queen's head. "I know you're hungry," he meowed, "but we'll be safer here than back in our old territory, or in the two-leg fields in the woods. Look at this place. Even ShadowClan wouldn't follow us here. There's no scent of dogs, and these two legs can hardly stand." He turned to the black Tom with the twisted paw. "Deadfoot," he ordered, "take one whisker and see if you can find anything to eat. If there are two legs, there must be rats." "Rats!" spat Ashfoot, as Deadfoot and a smaller brown tabby bounded away. "That's no better than crow food." "Hush!" hissed a tortoiseshell beside her. "Rat meat is better than starving to death. Ashford scowled and dipped her head to lick her kit behind his matted ears. "We must find a new place to settle, Ashfoot," the tortoiseshell went on more gently. "Morning Flower needs to rest and eat. Her kits will be born soon. She needs to be strong." The lean shapes of Deadfoot and One Whisker emerged from the shadows. "You were right, Tall Star," called Deadfoot. "There are rat-scents everywhere, and I think I've found somewhere we can shelter." "Show us," Tall Star ordered, gathering the rest of his clan with a flick of his tail. Cautiously the cats padded across the wasteland after Deadfoot. He led them toward the raised thunder path, the firelight making their shadows loom against his huge stone legs. A monster roared overhead and the ground shook, but even the tiniest kit sensed the need for silence and trembled without crying out. "Here," meowed Deadfoot, stopping beside a round hole 2 cats high. A black tunnel sloped down into the ground. A constant stream of water trickled into it. "The water's fresh," Deadfoot added. "We'll be able to drink it." "We'll have wet paws day and night," Ashfoot complained. "I've been inside and out," the Black Tom told her. "There's some space away from the stream. At least we'll be safe from two-legs and monsters." Tall Star stepped forward and lifted his chin. "WindClan has traveled for long enough," he declared. "It's nearly a moon since ShadowClan drove us from our home. The weather is turning colder, and Leaf Bear will be here soon. We have no choice but to stay." Ashfoot narrowed her eyes, but said nothing. Silently, she joined her clan as one by one they filled into the shadowy tunnel. Well, guys, that was the prologue, and I'm telling you, this is a pretty good book so far. But this is the second book of the Warrior series. I'd read the first one first, called Into the Wild. You can get it from a public library, or you can buy it online or at a store like Barnes & Noble. Yep, it's a good book. And there's other series too. There's like 4 other series. I recommend this book, and it's by Erin Hunter. She has a website, and she made 2 different book series: Warriors, the Warrior Cat books, and the Seeker series. It's about 3 bears that, like, I don't know, I didn't read it yet, and I know there's 3 bears in it. Well, that's the prologue. Bye, guys.